You can do clean.
Okay, you right there, Julia?
Oh, right. I know.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay? Yep. Welcome to our contemplative gathering this morning. Lovely to see you here in person on this chilly morning, and welcome and morning to those online as well. And this morning we're going to be reflecting on compassion in action. And as we begin our time together, I'll read out our acknowledgement of country. As we start today, I'd like to acknowledge the Aboriginal owners of the land on which we are meeting today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. Today we do church on land that was stolen and never ceded. And Hartwell is a welcoming and affirming community, and I'll share our statement of welcome and affirmation as well. Hartwell is a fully affirming community and fully committed to being a safe place for all people who are connected to this community, regardless of gender, sexuality, race, family background, economic situation, regardless of how old you are, where you come from, what abilities you have, what languages you speak, what religion, spiritual path, tradition, and ethical conviction. Everyone is welcome here, and we want everyone to feel safe here. This morning we're going to do a few short periods of meditation throughout the service with some readings as well. So we'll begin our first 5-minute meditation, which is really just a grounding meditation. So in terms of being present with the space that we're in this morning. So I invite you just to make yourself comfortable. You feel free to close your eyes or keep them open. And yeah, we'll spend this first time of meditation together. So as we sit where we are this morning, just bringing our attention to what's supporting us, getting a sense of the earth supporting us, our feet in contact with the floor, the support of our sitting bones, and just being aware of being supported where we are. And for the next few minutes, bringing our awareness to our bodies and connecting with our body sensations and what we're experiencing in our bodies at this time. You may or may not want to focus on the breath during this period, but yeah, just bring our awareness and spending some time focusing on our bodies and our experience of our surroundings. And now as we bring this time of meditation to a close and come back into the group. David's now going to come and light the Christ candle for us.
Thank you, David. Well, good morning, everyone. So it's lovely to take this small amount of time this morning to be reflective and contemplative. It's been a busy week, and so like me, I hope you just appreciate this gentle and quiet time together this morning. So today we're talking about the theme of compassion in action. And if we think about what's happening in the world, it's a pretty distressing, everything that we see going on. And I know that impacts on people's mental health because they can be so distressed and overwhelmed to hear the news every day. And so the idea of compassion in action is not that we, I don't know, hear the news and get up and race out and start doing something to help. I think compassion sort of has two aspects to it. It's an internal process of connecting with ourselves and how we actually feel about the suffering we see in the world, but it's also about taking action. So compassion is not just about feeling compassion. It doesn't make sense to just feel it, otherwise it wouldn't be true compassion. The logical consequence of compassion is that you would want to take action in the world. But today, hopefully, we'll give you some ideas and insights into how we can better prepare ourselves to be ready to go out into the world and take action. So I'm going to share a reading which comes from a Buddhist text called the Bodhisattva Charyavatara. You don't need to worry about trying to pronounce that. But basically, it's a Buddhist text from the 7th century by a monk called Shantideva. And Shantideva was at Nalanda University in India, which was a university where literally thousands and thousands of monks lived and practiced and studied. And the Bodhisattva Charyavatara roughly translates as a guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life. Now, you might be wondering, what is a Bodhisattva? I'll translate it as simply an enlightenment being. And it's a bit different from a Buddha. You can think of this as an archetypal idea, not necessarily literal, but the Bodhisattva dedicates their whole life to helping others to gain enlightenment. And poetically speaking, the Bodhisattva is said to hold back from final entry into their own enlightenment so that they can stick around to help others grow and develop and hopefully get enlightened too. So when he was at Nalanda as a monk, he was a bit of a laughing stock because all the other monks saw was Shantideva sitting around eating, sleeping and shitting, as the saying goes. They thought he only did these three things. So he was a bit of a laughing stock. And so then one day, I think he was challenged. And so he just decided to share with them what had been going on in all the time when he'd been doing those three things. And he is said to have spontaneously risen up into the air and levitated and delivered this whole teaching, the Bodhisattva Charyavatara, which is a book about that thick. And he just rose up and recited it. So this small reading is said to be the Dalai Lama's favourite Buddhist prayer. And it's just a short extract from this text that he supposedly recited in one go. And it talks about human suffering, and it offers a wish that all beings everywhere may be free from suffering. And Col asked me a really good question about this reading. He said, well, does it mean that you're literally, praying that the blind can see and the deaf can hear? Because maybe that's not even possible. So I agree with that. And it's not, in a way, it's not what the prayer is saying. I think it's more of an internal intention. It's like the loving kindness meditation that you might have all tried at some stage. It's not this amazing feeling. It's more a process of cultivating an internal state. So it's an intention that all beings could be fully released of suffering. Now, maybe that's not possible to fully relieve all beings of suffering. But I think in the Buddhist tradition, the idea is that the enlightened being still suffers. They still have physical pain and mental pain, and they're still subject to decay and death. But their mind is clear, pure, and radiant. So they don't necessarily experience all those things as suffering the way ordinary human beings do. So that's all I want to say about the Bodhisattva and the practice. And now I'll share the reading with you. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy. By virtue of my merits, may no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing and the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth and those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world.
We're now going to spend some time in meditation together again. So if I could invite you just to adopt your posture and position that you find comfortable, and let's spend some time in stillness together. This period of time is about turning inwards to our inner life, particularly our thoughts and our feelings. And so for the next few minutes, having already focused on our physical reality and state, now turning our mind and our attention and bringing awareness to what's happening in our inner world. What thoughts are we aware of at the moment? How do we feel? What range of feelings have we experienced this morning? And then as we do that, bringing some kindness, some loving kindness to ourselves. And so whatever state we find our inner life in this morning, being curious about that and being kind to ourselves. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I know love and peace. May my life be rich, full, and meaningful. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I know love and peace. May my life be rich, full, and meaningful. And now, as we prepare to end this time of meditation, and gently coming back into the room and the group. Meryl's now going to play some gentle music for us as we have a short time of reflection.
So one way to think about compassion is that it's the response to suffering when we experience loving kindness. So if you imagine on the basis of loving kindness towards yourself and loving kindness towards others, when that meets suffering in the world, the response is said to be compassion. So now in the next meditation, we'll take some time to contemplate that idea as we meditate on turning outwards. So there was one of the verses in the reading that I did earlier talked about my merits. So whatever good we might do, in a way, it's not for me and it's not for us. We're doing it for others. So in Buddhism, there's the concept of gaining merit by good deeds and then giving that merit away, because we're not doing this for us. If we were, it's not quite compassion yet. So I'll just remind you of this short verse from the reading. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. So in a way, that wish for others to be relieved of suffering is supported by my own efforts, but it's not for me. All right, so now let's turn outwards in another short period of meditation. Settling back in to our gently upright meditation posture, feeling ourselves grounded where we sit, with the weight of our bodies bearing down into the earth. Reconnecting with a sense of calm and peace and loving kindness towards ourselves. May I be happy. May I be well. May I find peace. Bring to mind somebody in your world, a friend or a family member, who may be experiencing some suffering at this time, whether it be physical or mental suffering. And imagine your loving kindness reaching out towards them. May they be well. May they be happy. May they find peace. Whatever it is that causes them distress or pain at this time, May they find relief. Around the area of your heart, connect with a sense of warmth and openness as you send loving kindness to them at this time of distress. May they be well. May they be happy. May they be relieved of their suffering and find peace. Allow our compassion to expand outwards now, radiating from the heart outwards to the wider community here where we live, but also in other parts of the world, troubled parts of the world that we hear about every day in the news. May those in even the most extreme situations of suffering and conflict, may they be well and happy. May they find peace. Even in the midst of conflict, may some sense of inner peace be possible for them. And may the world's leaders who either cause conflict or have the opportunity to help solve it, may they have the wisdom to take action to help relieve suffering. Remaining centered, staying connected with our own sense of inner calm and loving kindness. Simply creating more space in our hearts to hold others. Whatever merit I gain from this practice, I freely give it away for the benefit of all beings. Col will now lead us in communion. And when we come together for this contemplative gathering, and also when we share communion, it's a way that we take action to build community.
So as we come together this morning to share these emblems, I can't really, in some ways, think of a better description for Jesus as someone who showed compassion or demonstrated compassion in action. And that doesn't mean he just let anything go, but he was able to see behind or through the actions of people to the person. He often had some harsh words to say, but he was able to demonstrate compassion to people who he met and the situations that they were in. So as we share these emblems this morning, let's remember Jesus together and his example for us of compassion in action.
So our final opportunity to reflect this morning is a meditation on taking action. So I'll just read another short passage from this morning's reading. That is very much about taking action. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. So this is the Bodhisattva holding off from their own final enlightenment to stick around to help others. Settling back into our meditation posture, reconnecting with our groundedness and our sense of loving kindness towards ourselves and others. Let's take a few moments to reflect on how we do take action already in response to suffering, either at the local level or further afield. There are many things we are doing already to express compassion in action. However small or large, it doesn't matter. What are we doing already to express our compassion in action? Who is it that needs your support and compassion right now? And what action could you take to support them? What compassionate action in the world have you often thought about taking, but never have? Perhaps it feels too hard, or you don't feel you can make a difference. What is it that you've thought about doing in the world, and what holds you back from taking action? Imagining more space around your heart, more openness to make this action possible. What compassionate action can you commit to, even in a small way? Whatever merit I have gained from this practice, whatever merit I gain from compassionate action, I freely give it away for the benefit of all beings. And now Meryl will bring us the pastoral prayer.
For which we're going to hear again those beautiful words that we heard and we've been hearing throughout. So letting our minds and our compassion move throughout the world as we hear these words again. May all beings everywhere, plagued by suffering of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth. Those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Amen.
So that brings our gathering to a close this morning. Meryl's going to play a little bit of gentle music to take us out. Yeah, thanks Meryl for playing this morning, and Bo for your help, and those of you joining us here in person and online. Dish is on tonight at our place, so you're, if you haven't been in touch, you're more than welcome to join us in Mitcham. Anything else that anybody'd like to mention?
High tea on the 29th of June.
Yep. So Future for Kids high tea on the 29th of June. The details are in the newsletter and in the bulletin. Yeah.
Oh, Joyce will be here speaking on the 6th of July.
The 6th of July, Joyce will be here speaking. So.
Yes, just got her visa 2 days before she flew out.
She got her visa 2 days before she was due to fly out, so that's great. Yeah, John.
October the 10th, a few of us are going away up to near Brighton for a week. Very welcome to join us. We're in a... Sorry? November the 10th. Thank you. And we're going to a caravan park that's got powered sites, unpowered sites, plus cabins. So if you're interested, just let me know.
Sure.
Give you all the details.
Great. So 10th of November, a few Hartwell people going away camping. But there's some cabins as well, so see John Rogerson if you'd like more info. Okay, look forward to having a cuppa, and thank you. Thanks, Meryl.